Hey, what is going on you guys? It's Epic here and welcome back to another Borderlands 4 video on the channel. Well, it would seem that I've picked up a little notoriety as of late, being, just the greatest Amon player alive and whatnot, and so I wanted to make a video today that's a little different. I mean, most people are doing top 5 weapons, top 5 shields, but what about the lonely Amon players drowning in the pool? Well, today we're going to be going through the top 5 items for Amon players right now. Be aware that some of these are going to be for extremely niche interactions, but we're going for power. That is what is important here. I want to give you items that are going to let you and going to unlock the potential to absolutely dominate endgame on UVH5, much like I am. And so if you enjoyed today's video, please sub to the channel because we are trying to hit 100k. Thank you to everybody for your support so far, and let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off at number 5 in no particular order, we're going to talk about a gun which I recently covered in my build, and it's known none other than the Hail Spike. Now, this is a purple Maliwan MIRV launcher, and you'll know it's the MIRV launcher because it will have the name Hail Spike, specifically with 2-shot. That is what you will be looking for on this ordnance. It is the 2-shot MIRV Hail Spike from Maliwan. Now, let me show you what happens when you shoot this bad boy because it's quite impressive. First of all, it's going to shoot out 2 shots, and when those 2 shots land, they will both make 3 MIRVs. So all in all, you get 8 projectiles there, which is pretty impressive, right? But we're covering the Hail Spike because it currently has a really stupid interaction with the high caliber firmware. You see, high caliber makes all of your bullets pierce enemies. However, the way it interacts with the Hail Spike is that when the MIRV shot hits an enemy, it will make a MIRV on the spot and then make a MIRV when it lands on whatever surface it hits. So for example, we make MIRVs right here, which kill me, obviously. But what is most important about this is that you'll be able to see behind the target, it will also carry on and make even more MIRVs, meaning if we shot 8 before, now we shot 16. That is 16 projectiles for the price of 1. Now, without giving you guys any spoilers, yes, this gets absolutely disgusting, and you can turn this gun into a Norfleet. It is really something to behold, and you will nuke entire rooms with this thing, trivializing all mobbing encounters. Coming in at number 4, let's talk further about ordnance in this game, because for Amon, it really is the play. If you're not playing ordnance on Amon, you probably want to make stuff harder for yourself, which is totally fine. I actually think you can make some pretty good builds without ordnance, but right now it does seem cream of the crop is ordnance, and that's why this next com is going to play into that. The purple Cyborg class mod, also coming in blue rarity, is by far the best class mod for Amon right now if you go by skill distribution. With points into stuff like Endless Bombardment, which gives grenades a chance to refund themselves on use, meaning you can get infinite grenades, and also heavy ordnance like the Hail Spike being able to refund ammo when you damage an enemy, it means you can get basically infinite ammo with ordnance in the game, having 100% uptime. It also has points into stuff here like Primal Surge, which once again is going to restore ammo but also shield. And a personal favorite of mine is points into Ballistic Bulwark, which will give you overshield when you deal ordnance damage. Now, the reason why we suggest a purple com over a legendary is because a lot of Amon's legendary comms don't really have skill distribution that holds close to this, at least in my opinion, and they're all focused around really niche interactions. But if you're not doing any of those niche interactions, you can completely disregard them and go with the Cyborg, which is just unbelievably stupid. And if you're seeing Amon builds using this com and only this com, that is exactly why. The skill distribution is just absolutely incredible, but just like the Maliwan Hail Spike, unfortunately there is no dedicated drop location for this item, meaning you are going to have to get it well dropped. So you better go over to our good friend Splash Zone while you still can and absolutely put a whooping on him. Okay fellas, next let's talk about movement speed, of which Amon doesn't have too many ways to get it, and if he does, it's not a lot. So this next item is just going to be an all-rounder that will improve your build no matter what, really, to be honest. This is the War Paint Rep Kit, and the special effect will give you 30% movement speed and fire rate for 15 seconds. A lot of people from what I've been seeing don't like how slow Amon is, but with this rep kit, you take it and boom, you are instantly so much more faster. And to be honest, this alone is invaluable for Amon, but then you also get the bonus to fire rate, which really helps, because if you don't already know, fire rate is a damage buff. It is an indirect, or actually pretty much just a direct buff of damage, because it is speeding up the output of your bullets. And guess what? Your bullets deal damage. So the more you output, the more damage you are going to deal per second, which is an all-around benefit. Now, is there better stuff that you could run in your rep kit slot? Potentially, yes. And a lot of purples are actually really sought after right now for their double augments, but this is one which I think is going to be a surefire pick for pretty much any Amon build you do, and it's a personal favorite of mine also. Now, if you want to know where to get this, you'll need to come down into the Terminus range, and you're going to be doing this right here, the Old Scrape Ripper Drill Sight and Killing Saddleback. Now, this thing has a really low drop rate, so just stick in there with it, and ideally, if you can, go for even more movement speed on it, or go for something like Amp, you know, something that's going to really help you with your damage output. To be honest, it's completely up to you, but this rep kit, regardless of the role, will be beneficial for your build. Okay, next up, we're going to be talking about another ordnance item, which is going to be an alternative to your rocket launchers or your beam launchers, whatever you want to go with. This is actually a grenade. The grenade we're talking about is none other than the fire pot grenade, and this thing is really strong. Now, when I first got this, I didn't think it was very good at all, but upon further use of it, man, this thing is really powerful, because Lazy Data and CZ, while in Discord with me, found an interaction which is just genuinely disgusting. Now, first of all, let me show you how this thing works. You throw it out, and it's going to spit out torque stickies, which are going to home in on nearby enemies, sticking to them. Unfortunately, they take very wide turns and are pretty inconsistent with what they hit, but when they do hit something and you reload or swap your weapon firing mode, they will blow up, dealing damage. And this might not look like it's the most powerful effect, especially with how inconsistent it is, and while there is a weakness of this thing, it has a secret interaction which makes it absolutely busted. In a nutshell, not only does the fire pot get bonuses from ordnance damage buffs, but it also counts as a weapon because of the stickies it shoots out, meaning this thing gets double buffs. You can buff it with ordnance damage and you can buff it with weapon damage as well, making it extremely powerful because it will also trigger any skills that you can trigger with weapons or ordnance, meaning it has great coverage of your entire skill tree as Amon. And in order to get to this quest line, you basically need to complete an entire chapter out here with Lavain in Carcadia. But when you're ready to do it, the side quest line is called Enter the Electi, and the final mission will set you up to get the firepot grenade. Okay guys, finally let's talk about the last item in this build, because we haven't covered any actual weapons. Now, this isn't going to come as a shock to you. This is a very strong weapon in the game, and to no one's surprise, Amon uses it beautifully. The weapon that we're going to be talking about is none other than the Hot Slugger shotgun. This thing is, for lack of a better term, absolutely crazy. You can get it dropped from the Craven's Nook bunker up here in Terminus range, and it's going to drop from this boss right here, the Harbinger of Annihilating Death. This thing, when you get a kill, will give you a stacking 30% damage buff up to 90%. And to me, it feels almost entirely like the One Pump Chump from Borderlands 3. And that makes it just so much better. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, you will need to aim if you are going to use this thing. So if you're not cracked on the sticks with your aim, you're going to find a lot of trouble there. Now, this is going to fare a lot better on weapon builds, which I am not currently running because I'm still stuck on Ordnance Amon. But I did want to show it off because if you want to break away from Ordnance on Amon, like I know a lot of people currently do, then you're going to want to get yourself the Hot Slugger because everybody is using it right now in Borderlands 4. Oh god, I'm not one-shotting things with it. Someone's going to call it trash and blame me for putting it in the list. But seriously, not the best demonstration right now because of the build that I'm running, but this thing is genuinely unbelievably strong. When planning for this video, I didn't know if I wanted to use this gun or the Rainbow Vomit, but I chose to go with this one just because it is so much more fun to use, and that stacking damage bonus is really, really nice. If you are going to use this gun, I'd really recommend you look into Amon's Blue Tree, where he has Bullet Hail, where your gunshots have a chance to ricochet as elemental shards, just to add even more ricochets to this thing for maximum fun. And right below it, you've also got this skill on the left, Wildfire, which will increase your ricochet damage. And these are two skills you can use to great effect with this gun, in turn with many other skills in Amon's tree. I will be doing an Amon gun build soon, most likely, and when I do that, of course, the build is going to use the Hot Slugger because it's just really good. Now, do I think it's OP? No, not by any means. I do believe that it is amongst the top shotguns in the game, being very powerful, which of course we like very much. And of course, while I absolutely love the Hot Slugger, nothing compares to my Maliwan Hail Spike, which just completely trivializes any content in the game. I mean, it is just fantastic. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video. Those are my top 5 weapons for Amon as of this video coming out. If it changes, I will most likely make an updated video for you all, but I've had a few people ask for this, so here it is. I hope you enjoyed it. But until the next one guys, thank you so much for watching. I will check you all later. Don't forget to sub to the channel and have a great rest of your day.